Hi guys, Shouvik here. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we will solve another question from Leetcode itself. So let's get started. Yes, so today we have maximum difference between increasing elements. So yeah, so on this problem statement you can see given a zero index integer at a nums of size n, find the maximum difference between numSi and numj. So I think the problem statement is very simple. So how actually they are defining this numSi and numj? So if numj, that is numj minus numSi. So that is actually the delta, right? Such that I and j. So when we are selecting the ith index, jth index should be of its right, right? And nums of I is smaller than my nums of j. So the right index which we are selecting, should be higher value of my ith index, the index that we are standing. Return the maximum difference. If no such I and j exist, we should return -1. So I think the problem is very straightforward. So on brute, maybe we can just quickly go to the test cases once, event test case. So on nums you can see 7 1 5 4. So they have selected this 1 5 and the resultant is 5 minus 1 is 4, and that is the maximum you can achieve. So that is a completely complete decreasing sequence. So on that particular example test case, you don't have the opportunity to select any of them, who actually giving you the highest value, So on that example test case, so you can't select a j index where j is higher than my I. So at right index of any index, at its right index, you are not going to get any of them. Right? So that's the reason it's -1. This example test case, you can select point your I here and point your j here, and you are going to get a distance of 9. So this problem is tagged as an easy because of the reasons of the constant. So here you can see our n is 1000. So you can obviously write a n square kind of solutions, which is going to give you an AC for sure. So if I'm going to write the brute, because brute actually giving us the optimal, but we are not going to solve it with big of n for sure. So what I can do, what happens? So I can write a for I in range n, and I should have a for j in range. Where from we have to start? From I plus 1 to n, and I should definitely start my answer with -1, and I have to maximize it. If what is the conditions? So my jth index should have the right side of my ith index, which is followed by the iterations directions, because I am starting my j from I plus 1 only. So that is followed. Now what is pending then? My nums of j should be greater than my nums of I. So this should follow. This should only follow. So if that is followed, then on that case I can consider whatever the value I am getting, max of my answer. I should maximize it to my answer, to my nums of j minus nums of I, right? I should maximize them, and finally I am at very good state. To return it out. Finally we can return our answer. So this should absolutely work for this particular problem, because the constant is very low, that is of 1000. But let's define a most optimal solutions. So on most optimal solutions, what actually we are, so here we are basically doing, when I have that ith index, I am looking to my right to find this j, which j, this j, either this j. Like this way I am finding all the j's to of its right. Is there is any j which is giving me nums of j minus nums of I is maximized. So that's the reason. So I am at index I, and I am looking to index j's which I still not explored. Rather than if I am going to see it in different view. What view, Shouvik? Tell me quickly. So I am going to iterate to my j. And I am going to try to see my eyes. Okay, Shouvik. Then on that case, so also you have to iterate from when you are at j. You have to scan your all the eyes from 0 to j minus 1. You have to scan all of your j's from 0 to j minus 1, and you have to try to take their minimum, because of that particular, if that is minimum or this is minimum, whoever is minimum, I have to check if my nums of j minus the mini, whoever the mini of till now I have encountered, till now not including this, excluding this, whomever I have encountered, whomever, not including this, till this, excluding this, whomever i's we have encountered, I have to know the minimum of those. That's actually the beauty. That's actually half the beauty. If I know this, then my job is done. So I have to take, my answer should be whomever this value to the max, I have to take the max of this value and this value. Now Shouvik, how you can calculate your mini? It's very simple, guys. It's very simple. So when we are iterating with my j to the forward, I will definitely store. So let's write the algo now. For, let's write it in, not define anyone, for each in nums, excluding this, excluding the current index, I have to consider mini. So maybe my mini is already calculated. So answer should be my max of answer, then the current index minus my mini. So mini should already get calculated to its left part. And when I am going to the next index, on that particular times, I have to, okay, it's got selected here. It's not working, not responding. It's working. Select, happen, not happening. Still loader is going on. What happens? Write these things on pencil. Full screen, pencil. Yeah, it's working now. So my mini should going to get updated after this, because now that is a part of my mini, but not now. So here I have to take each minus mini. So current elements to the mini, whatever to its left, and after going to this, then only we have to update our mini to the current elements, so that to its right index, if it is the minimum, it is going to be considered, and finally we can return our answer. But there is a single. Hi guys, Shouvik here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we will solve another question from Leetcode itself. So let's get started. Yes guys, so I actually busy with some other works in. Okay, so now we can focus on this, not this one. This is our OneNote. Why our OneNote? Oh shit, it's still loading, man. It's lagging most of the time. Maybe I need to create a new page altogether. So there is only a single case. If it is going to take too long, then maybe we can go to the code block itself and we can discuss there, or maybe I can open my notepad. I don't have that much time to wait for it. What happens? Is it started? Let's leave it. So but I am basically stating to you guys. So I am basically stating to you guys that this case is only fail on a single case. Let's suppose we have some numbers, and let's suppose we have a repetition. So let's suppose this is the number 97, or maybe I can take a very big number, and this number altogether going to be repeated, here, right? Repeated here. So on this particular example test case, you can see so not this, maybe where we are, it is continuously monotonic decreasing. So on that example test case, the current algo is going to return you a 0, but we have to return a -1. So maybe that is going to be work for that example test case also. So let's suppose our example test case is something like 5, 4, 3, 2. Right, and you definitely have to initialize your answer to be -1. Then also, like, you can see, like, it is not going to be updated. Like if I'm going to take this 5, 3 and then 1, then also the delta we are getting, like our mini, when let's suppose we are that index, the mini is 3. So 1 minus 3 is becomes -2. So my mini is not, my answer is altogether not going to be updated. But let's consider this case 3, and then we got a 1. So at this particular times, my mini is 3. When I jump to this index, my mini is still 3. So I am taking each minus mini. So 3 minus 3. So it becomes 0. it becomes 0, right? It becomes 0. So that is the extra case you just need to handle. Hopefully I think it's working now. So before returning your answer, just check if your answer is equals to 0, then return -1, because then actually you not found anything, then return -1, else you can return your answer. Yes, this will definitely work. Now we can quickly do our code iterations for sure. Let me just fix these things because that is needed on most of the cases. It's fixed. Now we can go to the code iteration. So here you can see I have defined my answer. Start with -1, mn, that is our mini with very big value. What is the maximum value? It's 10 raised to the power 9. So define it 10 raised to the power 9 plus 1. So we have defined it. Now we are iterating for each in nums. We are first doing our answer. Calculations. Answer is max of answer and each minus mini. Then we are updating our mini. Our mini should be mean of my mini and each. And if answer is 0, so that is the case only is going to be fail. So please take a note of this. If my answer is 0, so that means there are some consecutive, or maybe not consecutive, maybe we have found a repeated elements to the mini. Then on that case only it becomes 0, right? It becomes 0. And the sequence is also monotonic decreasing. Not decreasing, maybe monotonous kind of decreasing, but some of the indexes it may be equal or decreasing. Some of the indexes it's equal or decreasing. So on that indexes where it becomes like same, like 3 3, the case that we have saw, it's monotonic decreasing, but it's not monotonic decreasing. Some index it's same. So on that indexes it becomes 0, because 0 is greater than of my -1. So to handle this, if my answer is 0, then that means we have not found any such index which is giving me positive value. Then return -1, and else you can return answer. Yes guys, so this bound to be the most optimized time and space complexity you can achieve for this particular algo. So tell me guys, what is the time complexity? We are doing a single iterations at all, so it is bound to be a big of n. And on space perspective also, you can see are we using any space at all? No, all are variables. So the space complexity is also bound to be of big O of 1 for sure, and it is the most optimized time and space complexity you can achieve for this particular problems. And you can see our solution is 100% faster than all the submissions. That is bound to be happen. And on memory perspective also, it should be like optimized. It should be like 100% optimized. Maybe there is Leetcode has these things like it can predict like various things. So it is bound to be the most optimized time and space complexity you can achieve for this particular problem. And yes guys, so that's all about this particular problems. I have tried my best to explain to you guys, and if you guys are able to understand till this point, I guess you guys are already doing so. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please share the videos to your friend circle who are also preparing for a top product based company and brushing up their business skills. And please turn on the notifications so that when we are going to live to audience video, you guys are going to get the notification as soon as possible. So that's it guys. That's it for today. Let's meet tomorrow with other video question. Bye guys. Bye.